Welcome to the Nature's Bloom CBD podcast. We haven't really came up with a name yet, but I guess we should have done that before, huh?
Hey, it's part of getting things started, right?
Yep.
Any ideas?
We could let the viewers decide. I don't know. Come up with a couple of creative ones. I'm up for whatever, though. I think this is going to be a great time and a great way to expose Nature's Bloom and just the benefits of CBD and what our products have to offer versus the competition and just fun facts in general. We're going to have some great athletes on here, doctors, people from around the world just sharing their experience with CBD and how it's really benefited them.
Yeah.
So,
well, you've seen so many different kinds of customers come in here. Like you just got off the phone a second ago. I know we pulled you from your daily here. Who comes in here? Like who do you see on a day-to-day basis?
I see everyone. We're in North Scottsdale. This location is, and anywhere from people who are retired to athletes to you name it. We get some really interesting people in, and it's just amazing being able to put a face to a name and seeing some of these orders that come through online, and people just love our product and customer service so much they want to stop in the store and check out what we're about, because we're real people. We're a family-owned business, and just means a lot to us that, people even flying in for something else, they'll make sure to put Nature's Bloom CBD on their stop list. So it's really special for us.
Yeah, you can really tell. Like, even I was just walking in here, getting started with this. Like, it's you're working out of the store and you're operating it yourself. You're knowledgeable about all these CBD products, which is amazing. I think the customers can seem to tell that. Are you mostly the face of this when people have questions about the products and things? Are you answering those questions for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's between my father and I, and then we also have my mom that, she'll float around from store to store. But when you're calling us, you're not getting some random, customer service person that has no idea what's going on. It's going to be one of us, and we'll take the time if we're too busy, we're getting overloaded with calls, we will call every single one of those back, just to make sure that, you get your questions taken care of and you're speaking to someone real. With all this artificial intelligence and, just hiring overseas, it's just, people don't really know what they're getting these days.
Yeah.
So
is that something people can get lost in if they're looking for products? Is it possible to run into that out there?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I get calls daily about, oh, what is this CBD gummy or this and that. And a lot of the times it's not real. And it's so scary because these people are, they're just trusting what they see on the internet. And there's just a lot of bad stuff out there. You got to be super careful and, do your research. Like if you look online for us, we have 5 stars across the board with Google and Yelp. And, we've done stuff with ABC 15. So you'll see us on the news and just doing, CBD segments and informing these customers, what product is best for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You were just telling me a second ago, sometimes when you go on different shows and things, there's stuff happens, right? It doesn't always go quite as planned.
Oh my, yeah. So we were shooting with Susan Casper one time, and we have those, those little pop thingies. I actually have one here. I don't know if we're gonna do it or not, but I got them off Amazon. I wasn't too sure about it. Never tried it before, and I was like, okay, guys, this is gonna look really cool when we pop it up. And as soon as we tried it, it wouldn't twist. And so we finally got it to work, and it was so loud and threw off the whole entire show. It all jumped and it actually hit the top of the ceiling. And it, while we had the rest of the interview, the parts of the ceiling were falling down as that happened. So I was getting, little pieces of ceiling up in my hair, and it was great, but very funny.
What was that for? What was that whole event for?
So we were talking, we had a segment with them about CBD and pain relief. So we are known for having one of the highest, if not the highest, potent topicals in the entire industry. A lot of people don't know that, CBD gummies, that's the highest searched CBD product, but there's also topicals, and we even have CBD gum. There's so many ways for people to really get in there. But to go back to that point, that was all about pain and pain relief. And we, being in North Scottsdale, we have a ton of golf out here. I always try to sneak out when I can, but I tell you what, the golfers love this stuff. So it's not just for people with aches and pains. We also have stuff that could potentially help out with focus and just that everyday anti-inflammatory. There's so many great properties that CBD and the cannabis plant has to offer, and we're all about just showing those to the world and really providing a good product and service.
Yeah, you mentioned golfers, and I work in the healthcare field as well. We have for almost 20 years, and right now a lot of our patients are over 65 years old, into that retirement phase. Many of them, and a lot of them, they like to play golf. They want to stay active. They've got grandkids. They want to stay on their feet, but this is also where in the time of life where things start to fail them, and they start to get those aches and pains and things. And there's always the question of like, what's the best way to go that in terms of managing pain, managing that part of their lifestyle without affecting their performance or affecting how they think and things like that. Where do you think CBD fits into like a healthy lifestyle?
Well, I think that it's very misunderstood, first off. So a lot of people, when they're thinking of CBD, they're like, oh man, like, I might get high from this. I won't be able to drive. And CBD, it's not like that. It comes from the hemp plant, which is high in CBD, low in THC. And then you have marijuana, which is high in THC, low in CBD.
Do you find that your customers like CBD as part of like a regimen or like a lifestyle for them?
Yeah, well, there's something for everyone, really. Whether it's, putting it on your ankle to prevent future inflammation, or taking it daily to just kind of relax and not be so anxious. Today's world, it's filled with pharmaceuticals and just so many different things that necessarily you don't need, and so we have a product for everyone. I feel like obviously consult a doctor, because I'm not one, but it really is nice to be able to diversify with our products and help everyone out as much as we can.
Yeah, it seems like natural is making maybe a comeback in some ways. Like I've worked with pharma companies, different kind of pharmaceuticals out there, and more we're seeing doctors start to figure out what are some other ways to go about making people healthy, especially as prices have gone up, right, in different ways too, of how, what kind of medicines are out there. And sometimes things just don't always work for people in that way, or makes them feel funky or different, right?
Yeah.
And so it's neat to see CBD along with some other supplement types kind of come into the mix overall. And we've seen that too. With CBD, you mentioned gummies. Why gummies? Is that just because the easiest way to eat them, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's people love to eat a nice sweet treat.
Yeah.
They taste great. It's actually the most searched CBD word out there. So there's plenty of ways to get CBD into the system, though. My favorite is going to be like the tinctures. So that's going to be the drops underneath the tongue. It goes right into the bloodstream. And with the gummies, it can take a little bit longer. So it's whatever you're most comfortable with, though. If you want to start off with the gummies, and you can even cut, ours are so potent, you can cut them up into fourths even. Usually the milligrams is about 10 to 15 or so. Ours start off at 50. So we still keep that same price point as the competitors, but you're getting a lot more, bang for your buck there.
Yeah.
And to piggyback back, so with doctors and the whole industry kind of transitioning to more of a natural way, I have a doctor that I go to, and I was actually out playing golf, and I did not see there's a little hole in the ground, and I ran, and I actually twisted my ankle. I thought I broke it again, so definitely ruined my round. That's why I blame my score being so bad. But I went to my doctor the next day, and it was so swollen I could not even get an X-ray. And so she was like, "Yep, well, whatever you did, you broke it." I couldn't even put on a shoe. So I was really bummed out. I went home. The next day, I put the salve on, our CBD joint and muscle salve, and I iced it all day. And I'm like, you know what? Just until the X-ray, help me get the X-ray quicker. And then the following day, my swelling was down literally 75% from that joint and muscle salve. And, the ice definitely helped as well. But I went back into the doctor, and she was like, I can't even believe it. So now she's sending customers and her patients that she's, had for over 20 years to us. Because one, our products are great. We third-party lab test everything, and the potency is there. You know, a lot of the times if you get a topical with 300 milligrams, you don't even know when you scoop it out if you're gonna get CBD. So with this, you know, we have 4,000 milligrams of CBD and then 1,000 of CBG, which is just another cannabinoid, you know, that helps with the pain and inflammation. But mixing those two together at such a high potency, it works really well. And as soon as we make a new batch of it, we sell out within a week. So it's a great product.
That's amazing. Yeah. And so you make it yourself then? You're part of the manufacturing process?
Yeah, we're all part of the manufacturing process, and you know, we send it off to a third party for additional lab testing, and then once that's all good, we you know, give the okay, and we'll put a batch number and everything, and you can check out the lab tests online just to, you know, double check everything is good. But we're very very meticulous, and we make sure that everything is correct. We don't cut corners. There's been a lot of companies that were under some scrutiny because of the lab testing. So whether they didn't test every batch or whatever, you know, mistakes happen. But it was seen that these companies weren't putting in nearly as much CBD as they said. And whether that's to cut expenses or just an honest mistake, because people make mistakes, you know, it was a struggle for a lot of these companies. And that's why I think we've been so strong throughout these 6 years is just by transparency, and we don't cut the corners, and we really do, like we were saying before, you know, you have a face that you can see and you can talk to, and if you call, you're going to hear either my voice or my dad's. You'll recognize it from the podcast. So it's just really special, and I think now with you know, being in business for 6 years, winning the best CBD of the Valley for the 5th year in a row this year, I think that we're able to really push past some of these big companies. It's hard.
Yeah, you're gonna start getting calls for people who just want to see if you're behind the phone call. Like they're just gonna say, "Hey, is Nate real? Like I want to know he's there." Yeah, it's so funny. You mentioned like products sometimes not living up to what they claim to be. I think it's called like almost like shrinkflation, right? You get the bag of chips and there's like less
Nothing
there now,
in there,
right?
yeah.
They repackage it to make it look like it's the same. Or I was even looking the other day. They had, you know, some energy drinks that are like they're like a new bottle, but it's like it's less, but it's the same price, or it's even more of this, the more cost, but you're not actually getting more of the product that you want out of it. So that's I think you have to, in this day and age, like put a premium on that quality and the integrity, right? If you say you're providing something, that you actually put it in there and it's actually working. So that's I think the fact that you're in this industry and business from not just the sales point, but from like the development and the back end, just goes to show like how much control you have over that quality.
Right. And to go off of that again, I had a customer bring in this bottle of, I think it said like 500,000 milligrams. And I was like, what is this? And anyways, so I was like, here, let me...
Just more circles they're drilling at the end of it.
Yeah, like they just like pressed 0 and just held it down. But I was like, all right, let me see, like, where did you get this from? They're like, well, I got it from Amazon. And so a lot of people don't realize that Amazon actually has a zero tolerance for any CBD products. So they're not buying CBD. They think that they are, and it's easy to get confused. But in reality, it can be from a, you know, I did a reverse image search. I'll back up. So I got the bottle, I found the Amazon, and I did a reverse image search. So Google's, you know, so cool these days with that. And it came back to Alibaba, the wholesale website, you know, mainly out of China, India. And the bottle was on there. And so I'm like, okay, this is like the first red flag, like, or second red flag after the, you know, 500,000. But I did a little bit more research on that. And someone on the Amazon reviews actually sent in a bottle of that to get tested themselves, because they're like, this is no way. So what they found, there was pesticides, herbicides, metals. There's no CBD in there, like no good stuff for you. And so that's what's happening with, you know, a lot in this industry, is just the dishonesty and the not making that extra step to you know, be sure you have a good product.
Wow, man, that's scary actually. Like what can people do to protect themselves?
Oh, customer break.
Yeah, customer.
Hey, what's going on?
Go for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it, yeah.
No,
Take a quick
All good.
Well, I guess we had to take a break and go help a customer, right?
Absolutely. Customers always first, but I still like you, man.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I got to be part of the sale. I feel like too. I was able to help hold the door for them coming in, and like this was great. It was like a real day in the life for you too. Well, in some ways though, like they noticed that you were doing a podcast, which is really cool. Maybe they'll check it out online as well. I mean, I feel like this means you've made it though. Like with the podcast is like that you've reached a new level of influencer.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've been in business for long enough, and I just want our company to be, whether you go with us or a different company, I just want you to get a safe, quality product, and if it's us, we'll always take really good care of you. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see you really showcase that. You're gonna get a lot more interesting people than me on here. I'm just here to try to learn more about this too. Being in the healthcare space, I think it's one of those things where you gotta be aware of what's out there at all times. Be a learner, lifelong learner. Educate yourself and know it. Don't shy away from things that might be there. Just as you said, that doctor you were working with is now an advocate because they saw the proof of it, right? Just give it a try. So I'm excited just to see what you are going to do with this podcast. It's going to be amazing. You already have a fan in me.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for coming on today, and we'll have you on again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the viewers will have to tune in and check it out and give us some names for this podcast.
Let's see.
I don't know. Kick it off with a bang. Yeah, aim it that way.
Oh, that's a wrap.